Hey folks, okay, so we made our matrix that has all of our triads. We've had our sevenths as they occur in the key of G major. So now we're going to get to our analysis. We're going to do just measure one. Okay, so we've got G, B, D, G. This is a textbook G major triad root position, right? We just have G, B, D. Perfect. Like if we were to stack it, we could totally do that really easily, no problem. This is, y'all, I'm gonna tell you, make sure to have some scratch paper to do this stacking on, because your test paper is going to be an absolute train wreck if you try to do it all on there. So have some scratch paper. All right, so we're going to do a G triad right there. All right, now our next bit, we have two chords. We have some changing notes here. And let's look at it first and see whether they're two different chords. We've got A, C, F sharp. We have three distinct notes, and then we have A, F sharp, C, and E. So we add in another note. I think we're having a different type of chord. Sometimes when we do that, we just move to a different inversion or a different set of notes for the same exact chord. But because these have different chord tones in it, and I haven't marked it as being anything that's a non-chord tone, you know that we're going to analyze it in two ways. Now you might be like, how do I make the quarter notes? How do I do that? What you're going to do is pretend as if we have eighth note, and eighth note, eighth note. Since as a quarter note, it's still just carried over into the and of two. Okay, so let's look at our first one. We have A, C, F sharp. Let's see, A, C, F sharp. That is not a stack, but we can make it a stack pretty easily by, if we keep A and C here and put F sharp, that tells us that we have an F sharp triad of some kind. Now we can look and see F sharp, A, C, those are exact tones. That is a 7 diminished. So we're going to put F sharp, whoop, not F diminished, F sharp diminished. It does in fact make a difference. F sharp diminished, and our A is on the bottom. Okay, now in order to do the next bit, we have almost everything the same except we add in an E. So let's just add that to our stack and see if it makes a stack. It does. So we know we're dealing with an F sharp diminished triad, and then we have an E on top. And we know that that is an F sharp half diminished 7. That occurs within our key. So we have F sharp, half diminished 7 with an A in the bass. All right, so there we go. Let me get rid of some of our extra stuff there so that we can do our next bit of analysis. I'm just going to move this over. A, F sharp. Okay, now our next bit, we've got B, G, B, D. Let's see, we could do B, G, nope, not a stack. Also, I put B, E, but either way, let's see, we could do G, B, D, G, B, D. Okay, great, we have a stack. So we know that G is our root of the triad, and that makes sense. We're in G major, right? So we have a G, B, D triad, but we have B in the bass. So we're gonna put G with a B in the bass. And folks, I will try so hard. I will do everything I can on the test to try and make these a little bit farther apart. Finale is dumb sometimes, and it's like, no, you don't need anything. And I'm like, I need more room. I need more room. Okay, so our last one in this first measure, we've got C, G, B, G. And that's kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess because we could just have a G major. We can't have a G major chord though, because we have this C in here. It's messing everything up. But we only have 3 notes. How can this possibly be a triad? In this case, and I'm not really going to do this on the test, but I wanted to show you what happens if this comes up. This would end up being C. Let's make C, G, B. These are our distinct notes. We're missing the E, right? And sometimes in seventh chords, we do this. Sometimes in seventh chords, we take out the third. We take out the third, we take out the fifth. The 1 and the 7 are always pretty much going to be there, but here we go. That's it, folks. So we have C, G, and B natural. And that is part of our 4 major 7. So we have a C major 7. And it's in root position because C is on the bottom. So there is our first measure. We're going to do our next measure in the next video.